Hello, and good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing this fine night/morning for people, because it's really late for me. But I wanted to stream, because sometimes these late streams are fun. Bronson Patton, I would sing if it weren't midnight. It is a late time for the Cami-Cat, so Cami-Cat cannot sing to her full potential tonight. I just realized the desktop audio is really loud. Hello. I realized too soon that things are a little bit louder than they probably need to be. Let's see if we can fix that some. Ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. I turn myself up because it's not going to be that loud. But hello, children. At the moment, it's just me. So I'm sorry if I don't catch everybody's questions. I'm going to be bouncing between drawing and looking at the screen because that's what happens. That's what happens when I'm by myself. But hello. Hello, Ghostblade. Hello, Joshua. Hello, Potato Gaming. Hello, 8-Bit Turtle. Hello, Joel. Hello, everyone. There's a lot of people in here. Oh, that is I keep forgetting that there's like a lot more than I expect. But yeah, hi. I'm gonna be just drawing, and I'm just a little bit like wired at the moment, so I'm not going to sleep just yet. But I figured, why not hop in and check on people? Just cause. I'm going to be working on a thing that I need to get done. Don't know when this is going to go out because I have to do a couple of things with it. And I also have to talk with people, but it should come out eventually. I say very loosely. But yeah, so I'm going to be bouncing between working on this and working on answering questions. Kyle says, hey, what we're going to do is if you want to ask me a question, how about we come up with something? Because I think that it helps both you guys as well as me make sure that I get the questions answered. My computer did a funny there. So let's do what we did last time, where you put a question in all caps followed by whatever question you want to ask. Yeah, Nathan knows what's up, because that seemed to work last time. So let's see if we can do that. Let's see if we can do that. I actually need to move this up a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. This is what happens. I just get very mad at how my art's looking, and then I go, nope, scratch. All of it goes away. Oh, for the love of Pete. Let's do this. What we're doing is this, and then I'll fix this part. You know, I was just a little wired from work today, so I didn't want to go to bed quite yet. Okay, there's a lot of questions. Let me see. When did it start? Okay, cool. So, Yes, Edward, just like that. Potato gaming, I do like spaghetti. Nathan Marco, my day's been okay. It's just been like a little bit stressed, like stress news bears, but it's the end of my week, so I'm just chilling out. Favorite track of the Ghibli movies? Oh gosh, I love that one track in Howl's Moving Castle where they're like floating on the air. I really like that one. The merry-go-round, that's what it was. The background music is a bunch of Ghibli piano stuff because it's 8 hours long, so I don't have to change it, which is great. Okay, there we go. Cool. Have I ever considered doing ASMR? No, I haven't. Tom says, question, is your voice okay? You sound raspy. Actually, I'm being a little bit quiet, but my voice has kind of got a natural rasp to it. I know it's a little weird, but, yeah, no, it just, one, I'm tired. It was a long day for me today, and it left me a little wired, so I'm just decompressing, and it's really late, so I'm trying to be quiet for the sake of my neighbors. Because I don't want to be rude. Being rude is not cool, kids. Stay in school, don't be rude. Do I play D&D? I do play D&D. I'm in a couple of campaigns right now. None of them are streamed, however. They're all private. I think it would be cool to be in like a longer campaign that like put out episodes and stuff. But at the moment, my schedule is just, I know it's really hard even for my private sessions to like find time to get me in. So I don't want to put that pressure on anybody else to try and like fit with that schedule. So yeah, sadly, that's kind of like how it is at the moment. I think that this could stand to be moved down a little bit. Let's see if we can move it down a teeny tiny bit. Or move it up a teeny tiny bit. That's what I meant to do. That's what I meant to say, is move it up, not down. I'm a fool. I can't think of words. Let me see. Any tips for painting? If I did paint, I would let you know, but I am not a traditional painter. What are the thoughts on Shin Megami Tensei? Not just Persona, but the mainline series. I actually don't play those games, so I don't know the answer to that. Who just hopped into the call with me?
Hello.
Hello, it's a Chi-Chi. How are you doing, love?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm just decompressing. My brain is like really wired from work. So I didn't want to go to bed, and I was like, what a better time to stream is there than now? Since I don't want to go to bed. Plus, it's giving me an excuse to get some line art on this thing, because I know I'm going to be drawing a lot of different little sprites for it. So I'm like, oh god. Let's see if I can get ahead of this work while I can.
No.
Yeah.
Well, if you need any help, let me know.
I actually might send it over your way to help with like flat color stuff. Because fortunately, I'm using the same file that I used for like the little update GBs. So all the colors are in there. And I didn't do any like I didn't do any soft color.
Yeah, I could totally do that for you.
Sweet. I would love that actually.
Yeah. I got a working tablet now, so I can do art stuff again.
Hooray! Working tablet! Yay! Tom Rogers says, why have you not played them? They're amazing. Also, hi Chi-Chi. I just don't play the Persona games. I don't have time.
Yeah, it all comes back to time.
It all comes back to time.
If it's like any show I haven't watched, any game I haven't played, any anything, any kind of content I haven't consumed, it's because I just don't have time.
Exactly. And it's so hard to find time, especially when you're like bouncing between like stuff already.
Uh-huh.
You have to be very careful what you do in your free time.
Uh-huh.
Your free time is very important.
Yeet.
Let me see. Potato Gaming says, do I have any pets? I do not here at my apartment. However, my parents have made the executive decision that my cat back at their place is my cat. She's my baby. I just can't have her at my apartment with me. What about you, Chi-Chi? Do you have any pets?
At the moment, no. I did have dogs growing up, though.
What kind of dogs?
I've had exactly 3 dogs when I was growing up. 2 of them were little Cavalier King Charles. Their names were Red and Blue.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then after we had them, we got a Brittany Spaniel named Bo.
I thought you were gonna say we got Britney Spears, and I was like, what?
Yes, Britney Spears is my pet.
That's awesome, dude.
Don't take that out of context.
Too late. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I grew up with an English bulldog. From when I was 3 to when I was 16, we had that English bulldog. Yeah, no, she was basically like my pet the whole time of like my developing life. Right around the end of, we named her Daisy. She was so sweet. We loved her to bits. But right around the end of Daisy's life, we actually got 2 cats. One of them we named Black Kitty because she was super sketchy. And the other one was named Jitterbug.
I love that.
Yeah, Jitterbug is still alive and kicking. She's really old though at the moment, but she's so tiny. I think she's like, okay, if I got her when I was... She's like 12.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she's an old baby. We call her baby grandma because she's still super tiny. But because she's really old, but she's super tiny, she's just baby grandma.
Oh, my dad's currently turning into a crazy cat guy.
Mm-hmm.
Because at his place, he's slowly been having cats adopt him.
That's great.
The first one was a little tabby cat named Wasabi. And yeah.
That's perfect.
And then it's just like, oh, now more cats are just kind of coming over to his place, eat, and then go.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of become like, well, we're satisfied with this relationship.
I guess you're my babies now.
Yep.
That's so cute, though.
Yeah, the Wasabi's really become like his little baby, and it's really cute.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, that's really cute. Let me see. Make sure I get some questions. Okay. Aspiring author says, story behind Daybreak. Okay, I want to explain Daybreak, but I also am planning to either stream or record the 2 people who those characters like actually belong to. Because they know more about the stories than I do. I just had the pleasure of being inspired by their stories. Like, Noella, the girl, is part of a campaign that I'm in right now. But she belongs to my friend Uzu. And then the other character was in a Curse of Strahd campaign, for anybody who knows that campaign. And that character is owned by the same person who did the art, the black and white art for the whole thing. And I love her art very much. She's very talented. Sorry, I'm hard key like zoning in and out.
No, you are fine. You are just fine.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'm in that zone of like my brain has so many questions on it, and then it just has like no thoughts, head empty. Question, what's in my bottle? It's a bottle of water. Like it should be. I know. That's actually a lie. No, I picked up Smirnoff on the way home because nothing else was open other than a gas station.
Hey, Smirnoff is good.
I know. I love Smirnoff.
Actually, one thing I've been meaning to try is Midori Illusions.
Ooh, what is that?
Do you know what Midori liqueur is? Or liquor? Basically, it's a melon-flavored green liquor.
Ooh.
And it's like really good in mixed drinks.
That
and
sounds...
it's like that kind of thing, but mixed with like different flavors, and they have pretty colors on them.
Ooh, that sounds really good, actually.
Yeah, I still need to get one.
Yeah. For me, I'm usually more of a wine person, but I'll drink anything, and you can attest to that. Oh gosh, I've missed a couple things. Oh wait, no. Bronson says, do I play accordion in real life? No, I don't. I wish I did, because then I wouldn't have to use synths. There is somebody, however, that I do know, not like personally, but someone who I'm planning to work with, and he's actually Chi-Chi. This guy's professionally trained in the accordion.
No way!
Yeah! I'm like, I have so many ideas. Let me run these by you. Are they doable? Help me make things. Because listen, I did not realize that I was going to be making these songs, and I picked a very poor instrument choice in terms of my own skills. Because I love the accordion. I love how like crazy it can sound, but like there are certain things that I just can't do with the synth. I can't like emote the way I want. Oh, Lord Almighty. But yeah, no, I saw a question earlier and I didn't see who actually said it, but there was one particular thing that somebody asked about sprite animations. And I could totally answer that, but Chi-Chi, I also want you to answer as well, in terms of like, you know how people have like their little sprites, like how do you tend to do it? Like how do you tend to create multiple little sprites, if you do?
Now, when you say sprite, what do you mean?
Like, I mean that basically, think about an Otome game where you have like a little character that has like multiple different expressions, or like different emotions and gestures, but it's the same character and you keep them in the same general pose or same general area. Yeah. Like, think about, I don't know if you saw on Internet Remix, but the What's Up Tiger Lily thing. Also, who hopped in here? It's a bro!
Bro!
Hello!
Bro's muted.
Your bro is muted. It's okay. Hello. Also, Potato Gaming, I see the question. Favorite chip flavor? For me, it's either like wavy or sour cream and onion. Because I'm basic like that.
Salt and pepper.
Ooh. Very nice, very nice.
Also depends on the chip company.
Oh, that's true. Different chip companies can really change the flavor. I don't know why. Who else hopped in here?
Jojo!
Hello, Jojo.
Hey, guys.
Welcome to a stream.
Oh, stream?
Yeah, I stream. I put this in the info for a reason. Hello. But yes.
See, in call, I just hopped in because I felt frightened, but frightened stream, and that's okay.
Like 8-bit sprites or fully drawn sprites or what? Ooh, that's a good question. I usually like to do fully drawn, just because I wish I could do like pixel art sometimes.
Yeah, I can tell where we are. I can start, I can try reading questions for a while so you can focus on art if you're feeling too tired.
Oh, well, I was just bouncing between, but like, if you want to, I don't mind.
So the last question was chips.
Yeah, the last question like that I saw was chips.
Chaps.
Not chaps.
Chaps are better though, objectively.
Valid. Valid, but also.
So here's a question. Do you like Brothers of Metal, or have you heard of them?
I have not heard of Brothers of Metal. I don't even know what that is, to be perfectly honest. That's going to be one of those moments where it's like, it's a D&D thing, and I'll be like, well, I wasn't originally a D&D YouTuber, so I don't know.
And now you are.
We're slowly going to assimilate you.
Yeah. I'm just slowly morphing. Soon I'll be like coming into a call and telling you guys roll for initiative.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
You would have to tell us the entire vibe, which I'm sorry.
I'm just waiting for your Dingo Doodles collab.
That'd be kind of cool. Where's Dingo Doodles? Hit me up. No I'm kidding.
You're saying, Gigi?
Oh, a question from Alistair. How much did you like working on the song with Stupendium on the control song sliding to the...
Stupendium does such a good job. The quality that he puts out is insane. Oh my god, it was a delight and a treasure. Because one, because I hadn't played the game before, one, he actually filled me in on like the basics of how the game is and how he wanted the song to sound. And also not only that, but he also let me know like what kind of vocals he wanted specifically. Because when he first tweeted it out that he was looking for vocalists, it was like, I need a spoopy voice. And somebody who I'd worked with in the past, Clyde, I'd worked with him on a couple of little shenanigans, was like, hey, Cami can do spooky. And I was like, I can. And then he reached out to me and then it turned out great. And what was cool is that he kind of like gave me some pretty decent creative freedoms of like, this is what I need from you and this is what you can do. Like, this is what I don't mind getting from you. So like the little chant at the beginning and like the little chant in the middle, I wasn't actually expecting him to only put my little chant at the beginning. That's something that I decided to do like for the main part, and I guess he just decided it would sound really good at the beginning. And I was like, ooh, it sounds amazing. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, but
Yay.
Stupendium, if y'all haven't checked him out, sorry, I keep interrupting, but like Stupendium's really good. Go check out his stuff. His quality is insane. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. We got a question from Joe Swanson.
Mhm.
How long does it take for you to make a video?
Depends on what it is, to be perfectly honest, because there are some things like, example, Daybreak took me months to get out, but that's because the music took a while to get done, and then like people kept on getting added to the project. Not that I minded, it was great, and the quality turned out great, and I was glad I got to use it for my 100K, versus Maw of the King took me 2 weeks, I think. Because the song took me like 2 days. I wasn't like worrying about quality. I wasn't worrying about quality. I was just like, oh, this sounds cool. Oh, this sounds cool. And then I like smacked bro and I was like, bro, help me with the art. I need this out and I don't have time. And bro was like,
Also,
okay.
we got a super chat from Nathan Marcano.
Nathan?
He donates $5 and says, needs more paladins. DS era intensify.
Smart! Thank you. That's so nice. Aww. That's so...
Thanks,
A whole
man.
$5. No, that's awesome. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
truly delightful.
Playing in my head, like back and back.
Qua?
What?
Now the DS era is playing in my head.
Diastira.
Another question.
Mhm.
What's y'all's favorite games?
Oh, like video game or just game in general? Because I think...
I'm assuming video games.
Valid. I think for me, my favorite game of all time is probably Super Smash Bros. Melee. Like, it's between that and Kirby's Air Ride.
Oh, I love Kirby's Air Ride.
Yeah, oh my god. There's a little story like behind it though, because my brother, his friend, me, and my sister, sometimes my sister, but like we would all play this game, and we called it Pick Your Favorite. And so the way it worked is that in the Kirby game, there were 4 of us that would play at a time, and we'd do city run like free-for-alls, which means that like basically all the cars were already spawned, but they were all spawned in one place. And so what we would do is we'd let one person be it, and the person who was it went down to the basement, got the most powerful car that takes like forever to charge, and they would charge it up to the max. Once you charge it to the max, it's easy to destroy any other car. So the person would charge the car all the way up and then go, all right, pick your favorite. It would be a mad dash into the garage, and you had to get a car and get out before you were destroyed.
Oh my.
It was so fun.
What is?
It was great. It instilled so much fear in my life, but it was also like so much fun.
It's the fear before roll
It's-
initiative.
It's the fear that creates the joy. And the panic, but mostly the joy.
Okay. Another question. What's your least favorite D&D race? Or did you
Oh.
get that to-
I don't think personally I have one. I think more so I had to have one that I probably wouldn't play, and that would probably be an orc, just because that's not my cup of tea. Like, I get they strong, but I can also make a strong character out of anybody else.
Yeah.
But that would just be my personal thing. I could definitely do like a half orc. I just don't know if I'd ever do a full orc. But
I don't know what my least favorite D&D race would be.
nothing against orcs. Please don't.
Also, we got 2 new super chats.
Oh!
Calvary donates $5 and says, had to run 2 miles from my walk with my dog to make it to this stream because YouTube Mobile is being stupid right now.
Oh
And we also got one from Nova MC. Love your stuff, Cami. You are super underrated and deserve so much more love. And
no!
you're awesome too.
It's true.
Thank you so much. That's so nice. Also, please don't run too fast. Take care of yourself. I'm glad you're staying healthy. And thank you both for the super chats. That's really nice of you. God, people are being very nice.
Because you deserve it.
But also, what are y'all's favorite video games? I kind of went off on a ramble.
Ooh. Mine I already like Portal and Portal 2.
Nice.
Right now my current favorite it's not my all-time favorite, but my current favorite is probably Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Valid.
I've been playing so much of it.
Mhm.
It's so much. I think I was checking my Switch and I've clocked in over 90 hours on it.
Oh my god.
Holy shit,
That's crazy.
I have a problem.
It's okay.
It's okay. I think everybody's got a problem right now.
Yeah.
I am totally guilty of it as well.
Another question. What's
Oh
the
wait,
song
bro
that-
didn't answer the video game question before we do.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, bro, fine. But bro,
No,
game.
I was just gonna. My favorite game that I can think of is the mash together of 2 of my favorite franchises, which is Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was a really good game, and I'm sad.
I just realized I drew this on the same frame and that makes me sad.
Also, the RPG Ebe. Definitely.
Eep. Oh my god. There are a lot
Oh,
of...
and Shadow of the Colossus. That's another great one.
That is a good one.
Fuck, I love that game.
That is a very good game.
Let's see. Oh. What is a song that you really want to cover?
Oh god. Let me take a sip real fast. If I could manage it, I'd want to do like a full epic thing of Show Yourself eventually. Because I love that song a lot. But let me try and think of other stuff. Or oh god, Time by, oh god, what is it called? I have to look it up on my Spotify. Because there's one song that like is really good for me. I was planning to do an event of it for a while. Oh god, what is it called? What is it called? I need to look at my library. Like, I know it's called Time, but I'm trying to think of the actual artist, and it's going to irritate me until I find it. Y'all keep on answering until I find it.
What was
Okay,
the question? Because Chi cut out while I was listening. Just for my own curiosity.
What's the name of the song you really want to cover? Hello?
Yeah.
I'm still here. I said but like my mic.
I didn't catch it.
Because,
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Another question. What table did you use for your Tiefling Bard for
What?
the name that escapes me's backstory.
The monster that he used?
The table, they said.
Oh. I wouldn't know the answer. My DM would know. But, like, the best I can explain about Danny is that she is a, bard of the College of Glamour. And that... And I've said it so many times, and I really gotta ask Uzu, because I don't remember what we agreed on, but it was, basically, the monster is just a giant fish. It's literally just a giant fish. A very mean fish, but it's a giant fish. Time by New Heights. New Heights is the artist. That song is so good, and like I always want to make a vent like AMV to it, which I used to do yearly.
Also, we got another super chat from Calvary.
Oh, Calvary!
They donate $5 and say, like, yeah, we gotta be nice when everyone keeps hoarding the toilet paper. Am I right?
Valid. Very valid. Thank you. Oh my god. We all need to be nice in these times.
Oh, and we got another super chat just now. Agent Silver donates $4.99. Hi y'all, just wanted to say that you're all amazing and hope that you're all doing really well. Also glad to see fellow D&D fans.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so nice.
All of the love.
Y'all, thank you so much for the super chats. That's so nice.
A question from Alexa Hall. Sorry for reposting. What's your favorite book series?
Harry Potter. I literally grew up with that series, so I have to say it. Like, because it really, like, deformed my love for, like, magic and stuff. It really just, like, set that off to want to explore things and places that, like, I couldn't normally explore. And then Warrior Cats immediately after. Because I love that series, too.
Valid.
Another question. Favorite way to cook a potato?
To click a potato?
French fries.
Oh, cook a potato. I was like, how do you click a potato? I didn't know that was a thing you could do.
Oh, there's baked potatoes.
There's baked, fried, boiled, mashed. Boiled, mash them, stick
I-
them
Stick and miss too.
Boiled, mash them, stick and miss too. Potatoes.
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 I like French fries.
Mm.
I
thi-
done French fries. Haven't had
I think I
French
eat a lot of fries, like, but I don't think my favorite is fried. I think my favorite is baked, but like you bake them
I love a good
in
roasted
fry
potato.
shape. Ooh, yes. Rosemary potatoes are
potatoes
good.
might be my favorite way to cook them.
Those are very, very good.
If you could choose any D&D... Oh, lost my place. If you
It's
could
okay.
choose any D&D class in real life, which one would you choose?
In real life, I'd want to be a wizard. I think I'd want to be a wizard. That or a bard. That way I could cast spells and make things do things for me that I don't want to do because I'm lazy.
Well,
Fair enough.
that's fair. That's legit.
Yeah.
Another question. How can I become a better artist when I mostly focus on speed paints?
Mostly focused on speed painting?
Yeah.
Oh, well that does the thing about speed paints is that like you don't know how long you've been drawing and no one else has to know how long you've been drawing, and if they calculate that then they have nothing better to do. So you can just keep on practicing stuff on your own. Like, and I think you can just because you're developing in speed painting doesn't mean you can't go explore other venues and you can't like go explore other references and stuff. Find things that make you uncomfortable and work on them. It'll help you become better. Also, who hopped in here? What do you want? Hi, Scott. It's
Scott,
Hey guys, how's it going?
going all right. I'm just stramming.
So I see.
Yeah,
What you drawing?
I'm working on a thing for a thing that's gonna go out eventually.
Yay.
it
Another
looks really
question.
good so far.
Well, thanks. Luckily, I drew this. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, no, go ahead, go ahead.
I said, luckily, I drew this on paper first. So I didn't have to worry about...
See, I'm always wary to draw on paper because I always end up distorting it whenever I draw it. And, like,
That's why, like, I always... You see I transform some stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, you can always draw on paper first, and then if you don't like how some things turned out, you can fix them later. Like, the eyes were all wonky on this one, so I fixed it.
Yeah.
And then this one, I didn't like where my eyes were, so I fixed it. And then this one was a different proportion, so I fixed it. Look at it, I fixed it. Fixed it.
You're iconic.
You can fix it too.
Another question. Have you ever wanted to cover a song from Has Been Hotel?
There's only one song in Has Been Hotel.
Actually,
No, there's two. There's two. You're right. I lied.
There's 3.
Well, the reprise. It's a reprise. That doesn't count.
No. The beginning song. The
Inside of Every Demon, and then the reprise.
Yeah, it's 3 songs.
The reprise is the same song.
I don't know, man. I think that counts as a whole
I
different
consider
song.
Reprises technically a different song, but
Like me
also
personally,
sung
I
by
just
Alistair,
don't.
So
Yeah.
That's valid.
it's like if it's gonna be on a different track on the CD, then it's a different song.
That's fair.
Next question. What are your thoughts on the new episodes of Clone Wars?
Of Clone Wars. I have not watched Clone Wars on Disney Plus. I'm literally only just now trying to catch up on Haikyuu. Like I said, unfortunately for me, I work full time and then I do my YouTube stuff. So I have to pick and choose my battles. I loved the Clone Wars when I was watching it on TV when I was younger, but like sadly, I just haven't had time to work on it. Or like get through it.
valid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another question.
Speaking of Disney Plus.
A lot of folks have been asking if they can join the Discord. This is kind of like a private kind of.
Yeah, this is like a private Discord. There is not actually a formal Discord server for Cami-Cat, and I haven't been I've been thinking about making one, but my problem is that
It's a lot of work, though.
yeah,
Also,
that's
hi,
the thing.
Cami. Hi, everybody.
Also, hi, hello. It's a Juno.
How dare you not count my song as a real song?
Sorry, Alistair, we love you.
Oh my God, get out!
You better love me.
Get out!
get your
Get out, you
Gabriel
Tumblr.
Brown out of my Juno.
Get out, you Tumblr wannabe. Anyway,
I'm the new Onceler, everybody.
get out.
We don't need another Onceler fandom.
No, the new ones there is Raymond Animal Crossing.
Oh my God, you're right.
say no. Alistair doesn't get to claim.
Alistair doesn't get to claim the newest Onceler anymore.
Nope, not anymore. It's been
Wait, who's
claimed.
the newest Onceler then?
Raymond Animal
Raymond.
Crossing.
Raymond Animal Crossing.
Raymond Animal Crossing. He's got the different
No.
colored eyes and
I
then the
can't
discolored
believe I've
hair.
been upstaged by a cat. A cartoon cat, nonetheless.
Come on, it's the best of both worlds.
Oh god.
He's the best. I don't know why.
What
for
are
some
you?
reason-
A furry?
Maybe. You don't know that, Alistair, don't
You don't know my life.
I literally live in hell. I'm not going to judge any of you.
Oh my God. Good lord.
Oh my God.
Next question.
Another question. What's your personal alignment? Like chaotic neutral?
Oh, I am a true neutral. I am true neutral. I'm either true neutral or neutral good. Actually, just kidding, I lied.
I was about to say, Cammy, if I were to try to put you somewhere, it would be still in the neutrals, but it would be closer to neutral good, just because of like.
Yeah, no, I misspoke.
Can we all answer this question?
Sure, if you want to.
Chaotic neutral.
Valid.
Lawful good.
Nice. You boring.
I swing between neutral good and chaotic good whenever, depending on how I feel.
Yeah, join the chaos.
What about chaotic neutral?
Yeah.
I still do good things. I still am a good bean at heart.
I don't know if I would. I don't know if it would be like narcissist, not narcissistic, but like overbounding of me to say chaotic good, because I'm not that good. but at the same time,
That's a lie.
Do you have virtues within your heart that you would go through any means necessary to fulfill and to abide by?
is it bad that I say no? Because I don't know yet.
That's okay.
It's okay if you don't have your virtues yet. You're what, like?
Yeah.
You're a baby.
I'm not a baby.
JoJo's not baby.
Don't say baby years old. Baby years old is not baby years old anymore.
You're toddler years old now.
You're
No
toddler.
longer
So-
baby.
I can't
I want
believe you-
power.
No longer baby.
You graduated to toddler
George
status.
is no longer baby. George wants power.
George wants power.
So next,
I don't
Yeah.
know where I
Yeah.
sit.
Oh yeah, what are? I think, bro, you probably fall under like. I think you would fall under neutral good. I think
see
you
that.
know.
I can see that.
Yeah.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I'd probably be like lawful neutral.
Lawful
Yeah.
neutral.
I can see
Ooh.
that. I can see
Yeah.
that.
Chi-Chi's chaotic evil.
This is true.
I don't know about evil, but definitely a chaotic alliance.
No, she's chaotic evil, but I love her. No.
people.
She's chaotic good like me.
Yeah, chaotic good.
I can see that.
All right. So the next question is: I finally started working on Danny and my half-orc bard Golek. Do you have any suggestions for Danny's body language or posing?
Just make her as sassy as possible. Make her the absolute sassiest you can possibly make anybody in the world. And then multiply it by 10.
How to draw Danny? Make it.
Make it sassy.
Wow, I'm so
Yes.
dumb.
What?
Perfect.
Wow, I'm such an idiot. I can't believe I misread my entire Japanese quiz. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Am fear.
Another question. I'm starting an animation based off of some of my D&D characters, and I
Ooh.
unfortunately haven't passed a lot of the work. I have to do the music and the art. Any advice?
Music and the arts. I actually don't know. I just went my mind went blank. What would
Is
y'all
this a
recommend?
personal is this a personal project? If it is, then don't stress yourself too much. Take it as much as you can a day, and don't overwork yourself.
There you go.
Yeah, right there.
Very well
I had a brain fart and I couldn't process my answer. But yeah, no, just the best way to do it is definitely don't overdo it.
Yeah,
Don't
pace
take this
yourself.
big wonderful idea and think that you can do all of it at once. You can do the
Yeah.
little ideas you have, and if you don't think you have the necessary skill, you can definitely try, but don't be upset if it doesn't work out the way you think it might. I think
Break it down into pieces. Break it down into
break it down to
manageable chunks.
pieces.
Nobody ever shoved the full T-bone steak into their mouth without cutting it up first.
Not with that kind of attitude. No kidding.
That attitude.
But yeah, no. But that's actually a good way of putting it. You can't like stuff an entire like steak in your mouth. In order to
I can't
savor
believe
each
Cami
piece.
just advocated choking on a steak.
No. I just said don't do it. Don't do it. Take it step by step.
Yeah. This one's a question for me. Do you think you can do a live stream one day? The last time I won't be doing the live stream until I get my computer put together, because my laptop cannot do live streams at all.
The only
The
reason
last
my
time
oh sorry.
'cause
I was gonna say the only reason
last
mine
time
can.
I tried it, you could only hear outside of your. You can only hear anything, just my voice in your left ear, and the frame rate was like 4 frames a second.
Oh no.
Oh.
How fun.
Oh, gee.
The only reason mine can go fairly fast is that this is actually a gaming laptop. So it's able to handle like higher quality stuff because I have so much stuff on it. I can't even play like the games like that I want to play. So
I have an artist's laptop, and yet somehow I can't run OBS on it. So
That's really
OBS
weird.
just hates you, actually, Scott.
yeah,
It's not like a processing issue. It really just doesn't like you.
OBS is possessed, it's evil, and it hates you in particular.
you specifically are the one it
me
despises.
specifically.
It's like I got a laptop. I got a gaming laptop at some point. But I only kept it for a day because the entire reason I got another laptop was because the screen coloration was bad on the first one. And this gaming laptop was really awesome, but it made everything yellow.
Yeah.
So I took it back the next. So then I got another laptop,
That was my old MacBook.
Oh,
Except it was a MacBook, so it was worse.
Oh lord.
But yeah, no. Then I went and got
Oh,
another
this looks
laptop,
cute.
which I asked Alex. I was just like, "Hey, Alex, I want to stream. What do I need to stream?" And then he told me, and then now I got something with the bare minimum, and now I can stream whenever I want.
Yay!
Yay!
I guess the thing is just like always look at your specs.
Always look
Yeah.
at your specs.
Get something with good RAM. My computer runs on 16 gigs of RAM, and it can stream.
Get that sweet, sweet RAM.
I don't know how much mine can handle, but it can handle a lot because it's a.
You can check your specs by going to your computer preference by going to your preferences.
Yep.
I might delete System 32 and get behind that. I'm kidding.
I don't know. The only
Please
problem.
don't.
Yeah. The only problem I have with this particular thing.
I unfortunately got a bounce right now.
That's okay, love.
If someone else could
I'm
take
already in the
questions-
chat.
Bro, bless
Thank
you.
Oh, I'm
Chi
also-
Chi, bless you for coming. You're a true delight.
Yeah, love you, Chi Chi.
Huh. Why did my virus protection
I'll
crash?
see you guys. I'll see
Bye,
you guys
Chi-Chi.
later.
Bye, Chi
Have a good
Chi.
one, Cheech.
I'm very suspicious that my virus protection has crashed.
Oh dear.
I'm going to scan my
Insert obvious joke here.
Oh. No, we're de-stressing.
Ingles, do you want me to help out with the
Icy
questions?
for Alligator asks, "Do you have any advice for somebody starting their first D&D campaign? I'm
Are-
starting soon and want to know if you have any advice."
Are you the player or the DM? Because there's different advice to give. If you're a player, listen to talk to the DM. If you're a DM, talk to your players. It sounds kind of convoluted to say the same advice for both, but there's a completely different context for both. So when it comes to specifically players talking to their DM, you need to let the DM know from the get-go probably what you're looking for. Are you a more mechanically driven player, or are you more of an RP driven character? Like, do you thrive in a world where you can just sit there and talk to people for hours and don't have a lot to roll? Do you like to have combat? Like, do you like to hit things? Do you like the mystery aspect of it, where there's like, oh, there's this spooky plot and you don't know what's going on, but you have to go find the clues? Like, do you like suffering, like me? Like, just character suffering in general?
No.
I love that. So I immediately am always like, give me suffering, but also not too much suffering that I can get out of. Give me suffering that I can escape from. And it's like, all right, cool. Versus if you're the DM, ask your players how they're doing. Ask the players, like, if there's anything you can improve on. Ask them from the get-go what they want and what they don't want, so that if they all of a sudden are not liking it, you can have the out of, hey, I asked you what you wanted.
What is your first experience with lycanthropes in D&D, and what is your opinion on them? Do you think they're evil?
Lycanthropes. I like lycanthropes. I like the idea. Juge accurate.
The last time we ran into a
It's a perfect
lycanthrope,
mood for a werewolf to come out. I'm gay.
You do you, lycanthrope.
the last time we ran into a lycanthrope, it helped us find a pet raven for our lizard folk cleric. So all things considered, they can't be that bad.
It depends on how the DM plays them.
First lycanthrope I ever came across was the Rat King in Fallen Empires, and remember when Trevlon became a lycanthrope?
Oh, I remember that.
Almost
Didn't
became a lycanthrope.
somebody else also almost become a deep one?
Carillion and.
I think it was Carillion, right?
Alright.
Oh, there's a...
There's what?
No, sorry. I was just gonna get to the super chat from Nick Sloan. It's a roast, so I wanted to...
Oh my god, give me a roast. Roast me.
It's like, my Cami is probably Restless Night streaming again, so I'm pretty sure senses is tingling is what they were going for. So I checked...
Nice
and
job
looked,
for
and
getting
looked,
nice
and
job
we
for
have
getting the
here-
word in your roast.
Oh my god,
It
yes.
says my Cami is probably Restless Night streaming again, so I checked and looked in what we have here.
Well, yeah, I am Restless Night streaming. Who super chatted that? Who are
Nick
you?
Sloan.
Nick Sloan.
$5.
You're right.
$5
You right.
Nick Sloan.
Nick
to
Sloan.
call you out.
You right.
Thank you for $5 for call Cami out.
Listen, people have given a lot more money for a lot weirder things.
Like Rap God?
Get out. We are not doing that here.
Dooley asks, have you ever played Warframe? And if so, what frame is your favorite?
I've never played Warframe, so I can't answer that question.
Then Small Angry Bean asks, any advice on playing evil characters' villains?
Evil character villains. Watch your favorite villains and find out why you like them.
I like Iago because I like Iago because he's voiced by Gilbert Gottfried.
Well, that's one good way of putting it. So maybe you can make your villain a Gilbert Gottfried voice. But also, like, don't be afraid to like look at the character's motives. And also, just because a character has a good motive does not mean they have to be like a good person. Like, a really good example of that is Killmonger in Black Panther. That is an example of a villain with reasonable motives. You can make them sympathetic, but it does not necessarily make them redeemable in the end because you're like, cool motive, still murder? Like, just because their thoughts might be just does not mean the method that they decide to do it in has to be just.
Yeah.
And it does not mean they have to be likable even. You can give a character a reasonable, like a reason to do this that is like within a normal person's reach, but maybe their methodology is just so screwed that like it makes them unsavable. And that's kind of like what makes a good villain too, is because the person can look at that villain and go, oh crud, like I understand them. Not necessarily I love them, but I understand them. Is what makes a really good villain. Or sometimes they could just be a bitch, like Maleficent in Sleeping Beauty. Like, you know her motive. It's a petty motive, but she's a petty bitch.
Sometimes villains who are like, I'm so evil. I default to
Yeah, sometimes you can just have a villain be a villain for the sake of being a villain.
Yeah.
I think I will cause a problem.
It's good to be bad, but I'm good with that.
Also, have a good night, Stark.
Good night.
Night.
Bailey Moreland asks, Cammy, what would Danny say to someone going through a really bad breakup after an 8-year relationship?
The problem with Danny is that she doesn't really have her own stable relationship.
That's completely valid.
Just because she's a cool character does not mean she's perfect. That's like, oh gosh. What's great, like, I think the best thing that she probably would say is that the best part about that kind of relationship is that you learn from it. And being in a relationship that long, you kind of figure out what you want and what you don't want, so you know better next time.
Yeah.
And it depends on how it ended too. Like, if it ended like mutually, then it's like, God, that sucks. But like, at least it was mutual.
Yeah. Alistair WR asks, do you know what SCP is? And if you do, what is your favorite?
I know what SCP kind of is, but I don't
Secure,
know what it is.
contain, Protect. My favorite one is the tomato plant that, like, if you tell a joke in front of it, it kills you with tomatoes flying at Mach speeds.
That sounds weird.
It's very funny.
I like the candy bowl. The candy bowl is my favorite. There's also this one SCP that, like, and I don't remember it clearly. If you read it later in that dream, like later that night when you dream, you'll have this fantastical dream about this story, and it's amazing, but it can also like hurt you in some way. I don't remember.
Oh goodness.
My favorite SCP is Sonic from the first movie trailer.
I have no idea what's happening.
My favorite SCP is Sonic from the first movie trailer.
My favorite SCP is, I don't remember what it's actually called, but it's like an orange jelly monster. It's very nice.
Neat.
Very wiggly.
I only know about this because I watched a video about SCPs and they were doing like a thing, and it was fun. It was.
I've never watched it or know any of them what that is, so I'm glad you guys know.
Nathan Marcano, we got a $5 super chat.
Nathan!
#rat. That said, have you ever listened to a song, read a title, and went, I know exactly how to turn this into a character, or is it just me?
No,
There have been a couple of songs like that for me. I think Angie, actually, the original concept of her kind of developed out of this one song called Let Me Out, the version by Hidden Citizens. I really like that one. But now she is soft bab who can stab, and I love her.
We have another
I'm gonna get the other super chat.
Oh,
Another one from Nick Sloan. It says, if you remember me, I did give $300 for Rap God. And
Yep.
I'll do it again, so don't test me. Hashtag
I'm
Rap
not
God.
asking you to! We're not doing Rap God today!
It's tired time.
It's tired time. It's tired,
Tired
sleepy
time,
bab
Rap
time.
God.
decompress
It,
time.
it is decompress time.
Edward Ho asks, how do you get your sketch so clean? I'm literally trying right now and it's so hard. Please help.
Years of practice.
Cry.
Honestly,
All of the
a lot
above.
of artists, it depends on what they're sketching for, and that sort of determines how clean or rough it's gonna look. For me, since I kind of,
Always messy.
yeah, for me, like, because I kind of do both animation, but also like just still art. Mine is kind of like a mix where like I need to have a decent idea, but it takes me forever to actually get the lines down. So like I'll put a bunch of lines down and then I'll erase what I don't need, so that it looks cleaner. That's
That's
cheating.
what I do.
Cheating.
It's not. It's not cheating.
Cheating.
Listen, everything I do in
Gabby.
art is cheating.
It's not cheating if you. It's not cheating if you get to the point, unless you're like straight up copying somebody's work. That's
Unless
definitely-
unless you're straight up copying.
Yeah.
That's called forgery.
Yeah, and that's not legal.
And it is okay
It-
to use references. References is not cheating.
Yeah.
References are not cheating, but tracing over stuff is cheating.
Yes.
Yes.
If you're practicing, it's okay. Just don't post it as
yeah.
your own.
Yeah.
Stealing people's work is not okay.
Not okay.
Not okay.
Not okay.
WMEXS asks, do you have any tips on how to be better at in D&D in general? Blah, blah.
Get good, son. No, practice. It's literally just going through and finding, like, it's finding that balance between what you enjoy and how to be a better player / GM. And the best way you can do that is with people.
It's practice.
It's practice. It's practice and communication.
Practice.
Figure out what makes you a good player and not so good. Figure out what makes you a good DM, not so good DM.
Heck yeah.
And remember, you're there to have fun.
Yes, you're there to have fun.
Do not.
Don't flip your DM. Don't flip your DM table.
Don't flip the DM table. Don't flip the
Aw.
tabletop.
It's not like. It's not as intense as chess, unless you want it to be.
Fire him.
There you go.
Shut the fuck up.
SJT asks, how do you run dragons? And do you think they make an interesting NPC, not just boss monsters?
I think you can make an interesting NPC dragon if you want to.
I run dragons by putting speed shoes on them. That usually does it.
Ha 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 ha.
Well, if you want your dragon to compete in track and field,
How to
first of
train
all,
your
you have to
dragon.
you have to set up a
How
proper
to train
training
your
regimen.
dragon.
It's just- here, allow me to tell you how to train your dragon.
God.
How many does Grunkle have?
You got 2 more super chats.
Dang.
Richard Bang with $5.
Thank you.
And I don't know if Cami will be able to answer this question, but I know that Jojo and I might be able to answer
Okay.
this question.
What is the question?
From ZU RPG, Zion the Ultimate Random Playing Gamer. Cami, if you got a chance, would you write a song about one or more characters in Dingo's D&D story, and if so, which one?
I really want to, like, oh my god. Okay, I only know one story distinctly, and it's about how the monkey caused the end of the world by singing karaoke. I want to know what the karaoke song was that destroyed the world.
Oh god.
I want to create it. I want to make the song that destroyed the world.
I want to help.
I would also help.
I love that that's the one that we were all thinking of. Like, we want to know what karaoke song destroyed the world.
It would either be that or one for Gothy, just because I feel like Gothy deserves it.
Oh, is that the mask one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
The leader.
I also gotta ask
Oh, this is
permission.
awesome.
I feel
You
like
also-
Sips and Sneeze would have just the wackiest song. Like, Sips would be singing and then Sneeze would just play a drum.
It's like, you can't do that, watch me try! I don't know. I also don't know enough about the characters. That's one thing. I have to know enough about the characters to be invested enough to do it.
Yeah, that's
The only thing that's kind of funny to me is that freaking song, and I would need details. I need details about the characters. I need details about, like, story plot stuff, like...
I guess
What?
it was interesting just because, like, it's interesting that it comes up just because JoJo and I were watching it together the other day. We're watching the entire series.
Oh.
whole
So
series together.
we've both seen it apparently like 3 times, so it's like...
Nice.
So it's just like, oh yeah, right. That was one of the first, like, things in D&D that I actually kept up with, which is... So I'm sorry if I'm weirdly excited about this question, even though it's not directed.
You're so valid. You're so valid. Marcus EA Vids asks, favorite Caleb Hiles collab?
Out of all the ones that I've done with him, or just collabs that he's done in general?
It doesn't
They
specify,
asked it.
just-
They asked it earlier. They meant with you.
I really like how this Daybreak one turned out. I have a soft spot for, This Is Me. Though, I will always have a soft spot for that one, because it's the first one that we did.
Still amazes me how, like, you have collabed with Caleb on multiple occasions.
I
The
know,
fact that
it's
the question
weird,
can
isn't
be
it?
asked.
Isn't it weird?
It's freaky, man.
It's freaking freaky.
You're famous. You're with the cool kids.
I'm not famous. I don't think so. The only reason I say that is because one song does not fame make. One popular thing does not make you hashtag make it. You got to be able to keep the ball rolling and make it last and make people still invested in what you're doing outside of that one thing.
I mean,
You
you
can't one
do.
hit wonders, but
Well, I am
was about
doing
to
it at
say,
the
but
moment.
you-
Yeah, I think I've started to, which is really cool that I'm finally able to do that. But like,
I mean, you're
I
at
had
100K
this problem-
100K subscribers, so.
yeah, I had this problem with Undertale. We're getting into Guru Cami a little bit, just a teeny tiny bit, but only because
Cami time.
Guru Cami time, as she starts to talk about her development on the platform, because she started off itty bitty baby thinking she was going to be a great animator, and then did covers for fun, but people started watching the covers more and they were easier to do, and so I was like, well, I guess I'm doing this now. And then Undertale came out and I watched someone do a playthrough. I freaking love me Mom Kylie Henke to bits. And I was like, oh my god, I like this one song in particular. But I can't keep track of where I am with it when I'm in the water because I like the song, but I gotta keep the rhythm. So I made up lyrics for it, and then I posted it, and then people liked it a lot. So then I kept on doing Undertale for a little bit, but then I got bored. And once I stopped doing Undertale, a lot of the views went with Undertale. I didn't get
I
nearly
feel-
the same audience that I had when I was doing the YouTube stuff, or doing the heckin' Undertale stuff, and then it didn't really faze me because that's not what I was trying to get big at for. I thought that people would stick around like just for me and my stuff, but it turned out that that wasn't necessarily the case, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm still doing my own thing. This isn't like what I do full time, so that's fine. And I tried a couple different venues to find my audience too, because a lot of my friends are nerdcore artists. So they do a lot of songs based on video games. Even though I'm not a video gamer myself, I tried to kind of like dip my toe into that venue because I'm like, these stories are interesting and I think I can get some cool stuff out of it. But I never really found like my niche. Like I never really got people invested in sticking around for me. They came for that content and then they wouldn't come back.
I feel like that's a. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're,
Yes,
here.
Scott,
We're
sorry,
listening.
I
We're
thought I
listening.
cut out. No, you did. Keep talking.
I feel like just regarding that first bit, that's kind of a common trap that a lot of YouTubers fall into.
Especially starting
I
out.
follow a YouTuber online called Soundsmith, and he's a TF2 creator. But for the longest time, I remember he released a Q&A once upon a time, and he kind of went into the commentary of like how because he started with TF2 and he went with that for so long, it was kind of expectant that he was the TF2 guy, and if he deviated from that and changed into something else, a lot of his views or whatever would kind of go with that. So it's like, if you're going to be a content creator, I feel like you need to kind of diversify your content and not stick with something for too long, because
Yeah.
then
I would say diversify your topic, not necessarily the content that you make, because I still do music.
Topic.
I still do music. It's just diversify whatever topic you're doing. So I'll do Vocaloid covers that still get like 100,000 views and stuff. But I'm also doing D&D stuff, which is now like immensely popular, but I'm still going to go back to my Vocaloid stuff and back to my like cover stuff, because I just still enjoy doing that. And as long as I can still enjoy doing it, I can still keep on making content.
And it's like, what happens with a lot of niches is that you'll hit a niche and you'll be like really big in that niche for a while. And then you'll get kind of tired of it.
Yep.
And then slowly you'll peter for a bit. And then eventually you'll find another niche, is really how that ends up happening.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, it sucks that interim really sucks, because you're just like, oh yeah. And it's not that people aren't necessarily here for your content, it's just that they now have this wall between them and your new content that's something that they're not really into.
Yeah, it's like, I like you, but this is not my thing. And like, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
So it's like, because it kind of happened with, I still get questions from people that it's like, oh, are you going to do more Danganronpa stuff? And it's just like, it's been 3-4 years now. I can't.
Yeah, it's like, I can't say that I might go back.
I can't say, like, something would have to happen.
I can't look back now.
They'll have
Only
to release a
forward.
Danganronpa game.
But yeah, no, just like,
your next Undertale cover?
get out. Like, the thing is, I still love Undertale as a game. Like, get out. But no, I still love that game. I love that game with all my heart and soul. I just probably won't make any more Undertale content.
Understandable.
Because my channel has moved on from it. And also, this is a good example of like the sketch art. Some poses I've done are so familiar to me that I can draw them really easily, versus some poses I don't know necessarily how I want them to look, which is why they look sketchier.
Valid.
Yeah,
Sketching is like chiseling.
it is like chiseling. You got to figure out what
It's
you
like
want.
sculpting, but on paper.
Absolutely adore that third one from the left, by the way. Just the
She's my wife.
kind of visual
I love her very
expression.
much.
I love the expression you drew on yourself, Cami, like that kind of expression.
Well, I'm going to
That's
assume that I'm
really
going to make,
good.
yeah, I'm going to assume that I'm going to make that kind of thing whenever we decide to record this thing. So
Can I commentate? Because I've wanted to say this the
Please
entire
do.
stream.
do it.
I want to commentate on the fact that I just really love how you draw hair, especially your hair.
Thank you.
There's like so much volume
Very
in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
It's like good shapes, good volume. Like it's really made it
Glittery.
I love that very much. Thank
Easy
you.
Easy to look at.
For me, like,
Wow.
I've always had a lot of hair, so
Nick Sloan.
it's familiar to me.
$50.
$50?
Nick Sloan has donated $50. I
Nick!
don't understand people who leave creators when they change. I always watch for the personalities, since you can almost always find people doing the same/similar stuff.
Exactly.
I always stick it out. There's
Exactly.
more love to show my appreciation.
Nick, that's so sweet of you. Thank you so much.
You're the real MVP, bro.
You're just so sweet. Thank you.
Where was
But yeah, no, for me, like,
Appreciation is great. Dogs are great too.
appreciation is great all around, especially, like, even the viewership right now is like, I've had a pretty high viewership since I've started, like, doing content stuff, even at this crazy hour, which I super appreciate.
152 watching.
Oh,
right now.
wow.
To all 152 of you watching at home. I think that includes a couple of us, but
That's okay.
I digress.
So 100.
Alright,
still
so
watching.
whatever, 146, whatever.
I mean, like, we're here with you.
Thank you so much. That's so nice of
I
you.
love you, Cammy.
Can't find
We
the
love you,
pictures.
Cammy.
Thanks.
Let's talk about how good of a friend the Cammy is.
Oh my god.
Hug the camel. Hug camel.
You're caught in our trap.
Oh
You
no, I can't
cannot
escape.
escape our good
Unless you don't want me
vibes.
to, because then I just won't.
No, I don't mind. Like, I don't, like, I said that way too fast. But like, oh stop, but go on, but
It's
stop,
like,
but go on.
girl on left, that be us. Guy on right, that be her.
Pretty
I'm
much.
just saying that Cammy cares a lot about. She cares a lot about her quality. She cares a lot about keeping herself and her and people around her safe. It's just like, it's something. I just really appreciate Cammy. I don't know what to
I
say.
really appreciate Cammy too.
Yes.
Like when I was coming up with like when I was designing and like writing the characters for my graphic novel, Cammy was actually one of the people who helped the most, like in terms of helping develop one of my characters. Like, I really appreciate that, Cammy. Like, just going out of your way to like really.
You're welcome.
Since it is an area that you know.
You're welcome.
Whenever I need advice, you're always like, "Come here, child."
Let me teach you things.
I can show you the world.
Shining
All
simmering
hail the
worrisome.
oracle. Glory to the oracle.
Glory to the
Oh my
Cammy
God.
Oracle.
Also, I just love the little like songs that we come up with. Remember the one about cheesecake?
I can show you cheesecake. Any flavor so tasty. Strawberry or raspberry or key lime pie if you like.
Berry and tasty do not rhyme.
Literally, like, for that kind of.
Yeah.
I'll never
Have-
remember
have-
the same lines, but I'll always have fun just making stuff up with people.
Oh, of course, that's the best part.
Oh yeah.
My brain doesn't go my brain doesn't have the horsepower to come up with stuff on the fly. I'm always very slow.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing. You know how to come up with really good lyrics like that, and it freaks me out sometimes. Like, oh.
Just when I get motivated,
Such a
I can really
tasty
just
sensation.
yeah.
I wish my mind had the horsepower that yours did.
Well, sometimes the horsepower gets too strong, which is why I have streams like this. I can decompress. Just let my mind just sit. No thoughts, head empty.
Cammy's really good at lyrics in general, because I remember I was showing my mother Daybreak, and she was just like, Cammy did this? Like, lyrics and all? And she was just like, yeah, she was like, oh. Like, I always listen to Cammy's lyrics, and then I go, God damn it, Lord.
How do you do this?
Where did you go?
Where'd you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Where'd you come from, Cotton Eye
That's
Joe?
I think that's a big reason that I can do lyrics really well is because like I recognize lines really well in terms of like where stuff can sit, and so like with sometimes normal conversations will end up being like finish the lyric for me. So it's like you could say something and then I go da 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 shut no, and I'll do it by accident.
Look at DJ Smell. He's just like.
You just recognize the cadence of a conversation / phrase / sentence and match that with music.
And all of a sudden, it all comes up together. Lines will flow, and you know they're all there, and you see it. But yeah,
I walked into that one. I walked right
you
into
did.
that one.
But see, it's stuff like that where you try to work where stuff could build into a normal conversation. It's like bursting into a musical. It is.
It's like that suspension of disbelief you need when you're looking at musical theater.
I never did theater actually. Like I did ballet, but I never did musical theater.
Cool.
Because my
Wow.
like where I grew up was super like it was super local, so basically it was like you had to know somebody in the company to get in. And when I was trying to get in, I didn't know anyone, so it was like, oh, you can be part of the chorus, and they had done like 4 different callbacks for me, and I was like, oh, and my mom was like, you're not allowed to do that again. And I was like, oh, okay, because she knew from the get-go that it was going to be like that pretty much all the time.
You're better than this.
You're better than this, and I'm like, all right.
Now do believe.
I've been I've been there. I've been in chorus every time I did theater.
Oh yeah, me too. I was never a main character or like I had one speaking role and that's it. But I mean, I kind of don't blame them because not only was I a shy, nervous, not very social being like I am now, but I also just wasn't that good.
I mean, honestly, I think
Undubbing
I would
us
do
the
better
Glee
with
Club.
I think I'd do better with like ensemble stuff than I would in like the actual main cast because I'd have more fun with the character. Like,
Honestly, me too.
I feel like the biggest example of that, where like I think I'd have a lot of fun as like an ensemble person, would be in Les Mis because I just love to be like the lady with the letter, and just be like, "I'm such a bitch. Look what I've got," and like really show off the sassy like.
You would rock that part.
Yeah.
I've had
That or be like,
God,
I'm
that
sorry.
fun scene is such a.
I've had 2 main roles and 1 ensemble role.
Nice.
The 2 main roles were in middle school, and the 1 ensemble. No, I'm not counting like the several times that we did Michael Jackson's Thriller, but as like a musical thing. It's so weird. If I counted those, I've been an ensemble more often because we did at least 2 of those. But I don't consider I never really considered myself a theater kid because like it wasn't really like a thing that I was super like into.
Mm-hmm.
But
I was a band kid.
Juno, the band. I was in choir though, so
Yeah.
that's it. I was in jazz.
I was in chorus and I used to get like a lot of like solo parts in elementary school. And then we got to middle school, and then people started having better voices than I did. And my teacher was like, "Oh, these are my favorites now." And I was like, "No, I'm being honest. Like that, he preferred their voices over mine."
Oh,
And that's kind of how it happened. And so I stopped being a soloist. And I was like, "All right, bye."
The worst feeling in the world is when your teacher picks favorites because you know that you're not one of them.
Mm-hmm. And it's very obvious.
High
It
school.
was terrible.
Mhm.
Like, not only did the chorus teacher have favorites, but the drama teacher had favorites. And I
All drama
loved
teachers have
drama.
favorites.
And he
They always have
hated
favorites. They always have favorites.
Hey Jojo, guess what?
me. What?
Well, 2 things. First of all, high school. But second of all, you're a good dean.
Thank you.
I quit chorus because I can't read music, and the chorus teacher didn't like that. And he picked favorites, and he wasn't really nice. Like, he was nice to his
High
favorites and
school.
the people.
High school really sucks.
Yeah, high school really does suck. And drama was okay. I got pretty great grades in that class, but I just wasn't a favorite, and therefore, whenever I auditioned for something, I never, ever, ever, ever got a part. Ever. Not even a callback. And that's
Gross.
okay, because I prefer voice acting.
I had this one teacher in college who had favorites, and like the dean, eventually like people told the dean, who he wasn't the dean when we started, and then he became the dean.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the moment he became the dean, he went to her and was just like, "Hey, all of these kids are paying an exorbitant amount of money to go here. You need to treat them all like they're paying the same price."
All right,
Nice.
guys, I gotta go, but love you all.
Thank you so much
Good
for
luck
hopping
on the stream.
in. Thank
I
you.
love you.
Oh,
What a wonderful
before I
person.
forget, Bailey Moreland says with a $2 donation.
$2.
Says,
Thank you.
"Thanks, Cami, for the advice. I love your music and art."
Thank you so much. I'm glad that advice is helpful.
Wonderful.
Nathan Marcano also with another. I hope that I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Nathan. But also comes back with another $5 donation that says, "I feel compelled to get a reaction. I did theater twice. First time I got told never to go to a stage again. Second time I was the main male lead."
People have preferences.
Dude,
People have
that's
preferences.
revenge.
Boom, there goes the lightning. That's an excellent example. Like wherever you are, there are people who have certain preferences for what they're looking for. And sometimes it's not you and sometimes it is you.
What a fucking
It's like-
comeback, though.
That is the comeback story of the ages. I love it.
Be like, "Yeah, never go on a stage again." Like right immediately after that. "Oh, lead please."
Lead, please.
Lead roll, hand it over. Alistair WR asks again, out of these three, which do you like best? Steampunk, cyberpunk, or clockpunk?
I have never heard of clockpunk.
I'm
That sounds-
googling clockpunk.
Google
I also
clockpunk.
Googled clockpunk.
Oh,
Whoa!
What?
there's a bunch of clocks.
Oh,
It's all just
It's a lot of
clock
cogs.
gears.
I'll have to look at it.
Would you say it's like persistence of memory number of clocks?
Yeah, but they're not melting.
Well, that's
Oh
good.
god, I really love this face. I want to clean it up.
Salvador Dali makes me uncomfortable.
Salvador Dali was a freaking genius. You stinky.
Oh, he was a genius. A very weird genius, though.
I'm waiting for the pun.
Geniuses are.
I'm just waiting for the pun. I'm like, why is he weird? And I'm like expecting a pun now.
Oh, there's no pun. For once, I'm not giving you a pun. He was just
I was
weird.
expecting a pun.
I was expecting a pun too, the way you said it. It's just the way you said it. I was like, but.
No, I just think that Salvador Dali's paintings are fucking weird.
Valid.
I just want to, for a second, call out a thank you to all the seniors in the chat who are telling that it gets better.
Yes, it definitely gets
Yes.
better.
It does get better. Eventually.
It's like it's there who are basically just like, yeah, no, you'll get through the 4 years, even if it's like just that entire.
Yeah, you'll get
that's
through
nice.
it. That is very nice. Thank you, seniors, supporting your fellow underclassmen.
Yeah. Let's see.
That said, sophomore year will be your worst year.
How do you? How
It's not always. Junior was my worst year.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And then there were a couple of moments in senior year that were like kind of bad, but for different reasons.
I see.
But like overall, it was fine. And then I got to college, which was totally fine. Like for me, my senior year, like by September, I already knew where I was going to school. So like it didn't matter. Not that I didn't do any schoolwork, but I already like knew that I was going to be fine. So I was like,
NSA government made my school life a living hell, so... That was a required course for us. Now it's not.
Freshman and sophomore year were not the best for me.
I need to stop cleaning this. I'm just trying to get sketches in.
You're so valid. Just because the stuff I went through, but junior and senior year was by far my best year, and I even got my own page in the yearbook, and I got a scholarship for art.
Nice.
But it does get better, don't worry. Now, Drake Demon, I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong, asks, do you guys like the Ori games?
Oh, I love the Ori games.
What are the... Oh, like Ori and the Blind
It's
Forest?
no. It's Ori and the Blind Forest. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought you said Blind Horse for some reason.
No, the Ori games are freaking gorgeous.
They're
Not
really
only that,
pretty.
the
Play
score,
them.
the
I
score
have them
is
on my wish
perfect.
list.
Hmm.
I have them on my wish list. Someone buy them for me. But yeah, I've heard very good things about them, so I want to play them.
Oh, Carl says hi.
Hi, Carl.
Carl
Hi,
says, hi, Gabby, I
Carl.
love you. I'd pop into club, but it's hella late in Peeps be
Valid. It is really late.
Understandable.
I don't know why I'm still streaming. I'm just decompressing. My brain is still very active.
She also says that folks be really quiet on the stream.
Oh shoot! Really? Why did no one tell me this before?
I haven't been able to hear the stream. I didn't know.
Oh,
and I don't
no.
I think somebody mentioned that your mic was muffled earlier, but nobody said anything about anybody else.
Oh no.
And since
Okay.
it was only one person, I just kind of assumed it was like a personal problem.
Yeah. Oh, it's probably because it's audio. Okay, let's try. Okay. Also, let me mic a little bit closer. Okay, that should be okay. So let me turn that up, and then let me turn this down. Okay. Try talking.
Blah 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 blah.
Talk a little bit more.
Blah 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 blah.
Well, like how you would normally talk, Jojo. I don't need just the blah blah blah.
Sorry.
You're not a vampire. We have just tatting.
I am a vampire.
Vampires
Blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. I do not say blah blah blah.
Play.
It was you.
It was you taught him to blah blah blah.
Now I wanna
You
rewatch
thought it
all
was
of
blah blah blah, but it was I. Where?
Where you?
That movie, not gonna lie, that movie was actually super freaking cute. I loved all three of those films.
The way it was animated, I think, was very bouncy and fun, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I love
It's
Ghibli
so-
so much.
Okay, let's see. What other?
I know eventually I'm going to be embarrassed by what I say, so I'm just making that face now.
You're valid. Don't worry. I don't see any more. Oh wait. Alistair WR asks, now that you know what Clockpunk is, which one do you like the most? Also, do you know what Diesel Punk?
All these punks!
I've
God!
heard of Diesel Punk, but I don't remember what it is, so let me Google what Diesel Punk is.
Get out of here, punks.
Get out of here, punks. There's so many of them.
Diesel.
So Diesel Punk.
Oh, it's trains.
It is.
Ba
trains.
ba ba
That's-
ba 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 ba.
Too
Oh, I
bad
know
Juno's
someone who
on.
would like
Ba
this.
ba ba ba.
You know who would like Diesel Punk?
Why?
Juno?
Juno.
God, okay,
I
but we
just
gotta pick a
suddenly
favorite punk
imagine-
now, cause
I just suddenly imagined like a really friggin' hardcore Thomas the Tank Engine.
That's what I was just thinking. Ba 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 ba. Bum ba ba bum. Ba 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 bum.
great. My
Someone's-
brain just mixed together the steam train, the game drum slash steam
yeah.
train noise and
No,
the
no,
Thomas
that's-
the Tank Engine.
I
Aboard
mixed Thomas the
steam
Tank Engine with the
train.
Doom sound font.
SJT asks, are you into Pokemon? If so, what's your favorite, and would you make a song about it?
Oh my god, I love Pokemon so much. I don't know if I'd make a song about it because there's already a lot of good songs about it. Favorite Pokemon is Eevee just because it's full of so many possibilities.
Yeah.
I have an Eevee in my Pokemon Shield game named Vevi, and I love him. I loved him so much that he's actually now part of my my Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game. He's my partner Pokemon, and I love him. And he's so sweet, and I love Vevi. And every time I say the name, I can't say it in like a normal voice. It's like a baby voice. I'm like, hello, Vivi. Hello, Vivi.
I understand that.
That's completely valid.
Hello, Vivi.
My favorite Dragonite, because we would be best friends.
Which one?
Dragonite.
My
Dragonite
favorite
is shaped like a
Pokemon-
friend.
Yeah. My favorite Pokemon is Baniri because it's soft and small and fluffy and I would hold on to it forever and snuggle and...
Nice. Valid.
I don't care if it has a friendship of 0. I want to hold it.
He would defy that friendship.
I feel like the bunny
I
would
would
just kick you in the face.
I don't care. I would love it and cherish it forever.
It sounds like more like a
God's
cat than a
willing to
bunny.
get kicked in the face.
Yeah.
God's
This just
ready.
in.
It's a very one-sided relationship,
This
but
just
that's
in. Pokemon
okay.
trainer gets kicked in the face.
Actually, that kind of reminds me of a story my mom told me, if you don't mind me telling
I
it.
don't mind.
So, come here, children. So,
Come here,
So,
children. Do not quail. You will hear the Undertale.
I'm goat mom today. So
You
when
are.
my mom was little, she lived in this neighborhood, and there was a lot of wild cats, right? She had her own cat already, and she lived with my great grandmother. And one day she saw this giant wild cat. She was like, she just suddenly decided, I want that. So what she did is she got a little tub of spaghetti sauce. She put it out, and the cat would come out. Frick, she did every time it came out.
What happened?
She just tackled it and held it until it stopped scratching her.
Oh, Lord.
And she freaking won. The cat stopped scratching her eventually.
Eventually. Maybe.
And I don't remember what she named it, but I think it was along the lines of like Goober or something.
Oh my god. That just makes me think
Yeah.
of the heckin' Meet the Robinsons goob. They all hated me. Hey, Goob, you want to come over to my house later?
Yeah, Goob, you want to hang out after school?
They all hated me. I'm like, that's an example of another good villain. You can make your villain completely ridiculous as long as you understand their motive, even if it's really stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
even if it's really stupid, as long as you get why they're doing it.
yeah, like that's a good mini boss. Is like,
Totally.
they all hated me. You want to come over to my place?
They all hated me. Also, bro, you never said your favorite Pokemon, and I apologize for interrupting.
Okay, I have to think about it.
That's okay.
Because, like, there's so many Pokemon.
There are. Gotta
But
catch them
I
all,
am
gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all, gotta catch them all.
Yes!
Yeah.
But I'm such, like, a baby when it comes to Pokemon. Like, my first one was Gen 5, and I know I'm 3 generations in now. But, like, but it's like, because it used to be Tepig. Tepig used to be my favorite. Because
Tepig is good.
it
Tepig
was
is a good.
baby. Yeah, no, let's for now say that it's still Tepig, and then if I remember later the names of other Pokemon, then I will
Dude, I don't blame you. Tepig is a precious bean.
Tepig is beautiful. That was my starter for when I played Black and White.
Oh,
It's
nice.
so attached to my head.
I think Tepig was my first choice for that game as well.
I also
For the
picked
first
Oshawott.
3 games, I started with a water type, and then for Sinnoh, I started with Turtwig.
Nice.
Anyways,
Oh,
Mudkip would always be my starter. Either that or Bulbasaur.
Oh,
You like
Bulbasaur's are
Mudkips?
good.
I cosplayed Mudkip at MomoCon last year. It was great.
I
Nice.
remember
Then
you
the cosplay got
mentioning that.
destroyed in my luggage.
Oh,
I felt so bad. It was a good cosplay though.
I'm gonna remake it.
remake it anew.
I'll make it better.
Smart.
More
I
efficient.
believe in you.
Better, stronger, best, faster than ever before.
God. Nick Sloan, with another $5 donation says, just came back from getting some apple juice. Why is Sketch Cami so worn out?
Because eventually I'm going to be embarrassed by myself, so I have to put the little Sprite in there.
Where was that one question? Oh, Mr. E, the Promelian Paladin. Love your artwork, Cami. Do you have any advice for a fellow artist trying to write their own graphic?
Write it first. You can have the coolest art in the world, but if it's a shitty story, no one's going to want it. Just because, yeah. Like,
I agree with you that it's a better quality comic if you have good writing, but people will still read something if it has good art and the writing's not good, sadly.
true. I mean, the only reason I immediately say, like, as long, like, have a good story is that, like, that's sort of like the story of freaking One Punch Man.
Yeah, no, a good story will take you way farther than good art will.
Yeah, good art can only take you, like, part of the way. People will be like, oh, this is pretty, and it won't stick. If you get something to stick, and that comes out of having an interesting character with an interesting story.
True that.
'Cause I just think of Cloud Factory sometimes, and then I go, you know, because all we knew about it was that the art was cool and maybe the concept was cool. We don't know. They only got like 9 pages in and then never updated. So it's one of those things where it's just like people will read something that has good art and they might like come to the conclusion that the story is good because it has good art. But a lot of people will be able to read through that and be like, oh, I'm really not that invested in what's
Like, the
actually
biggest
happening."
example of this is, like, if you see those promoted things on Twitter of, like, the shoujo manga stuff that gets promoted, or, like, I get those all the time where it's like,
Same.
oh god, one of them was really weird, and I don't want to say it because it is that weird, but, like, and I don't know what it says about my recommended stuff, but it's like, The population has receded, and there's only one way that they think they can do it, by experimenting on males for pregnancy. And I'm like, the fuck?
Oh yeah, no, I remember this one.
Yeah.
I've gotten an ad for this one.
Yeah, it's so weird. And like,
think I've
that's
seen
one of
this
those moments where
before.
you go, this probably isn't gonna be that good.
Wow, you're right. What does that say about your recommendeds?
God, Scott.
love
I didn't
you.
say that for you. I didn't say that for you to point it out. I said that so you would like verify that I'm okay.
I love you.
No, that doesn't help. That doesn't make me feel better.
I'm sorry. I was teasing.
Small
Lord.
Angry Bean asks, y'all ever use that Hunger Games simulator that one person? What?
Oh yes, we
Many
always use it.
times.
Scott
Many times.
constantly uses the.
We always use that one. It's so fun.
Wait, what's a Hunger Games simulator?
You don't remember? That was like we, you know,
Jojo,
we
you put a
all
bunch of
the
names-
IR members.
Yeah, you put a bunch of
into,
names
like, the
in.
little. Yeah, you put all the names in. It's like you remember we have like I mean not steel. Split constantly picking flowers or whatever. You don't remember that?
Basically, like the premise, Jojo, is that it's sort of like an insert your name here thing, and you put a bunch of names in for all the districts, and then you run it through a Hunger Games simulator, and basically all of the quote unquote volunteers or the fucking what was the name of it?
Tributes.
Tributes. Thank you. All the tributes fight to see who wins.
Yeah.
So you can do it with like a bunch of your friends. Yeah. So you basically put a bunch of your friends' names in, and you see who wins.
Is it still up? I want to try.
Oh yeah, it's definitely still up.
I'll try it after the stream.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't like actually how this is looking. Let me fix it. Let me
It's a
fix.
hoot.
Let me fix. There we go.
Bye, Carl.
Bye, Carl.
Bye, Carl.
Call.
Bye, Celestial Prince.
Bye, Celestial Prince. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Okay, not gonna lie, Cammy, I wasn't sure what that circle was on Kathy's shoulder, and then when you started turning it into like clasped hands, I was like, oh.
Exactly. Like I always start with the basic shape,
Yeah.
and then I
true
build
that.
it out. And even then, like this isn't exactly the way I want it to look. So
That's what
I
sketches are
fix.
for. Refine them later.
this is one of those things where it's like I've drawn so much that I know what the basic shape of this is supposed to look like. It's kind of like a diamond. Come live with us in the palace. There's a room waiting for you. That's another song that I would love to do if I knew the frickin' harmonies, but I don't.
I can teach
Somebody
you the
did
harmonies.
solo them. Somebody
Oh.
did solo them.
Well then.
Cammy,
Yeah.
I could teach you the harmonies. I know them by heart.
Well then. Never mind. I gotta make these hands bigger.
T-Bax with donating $5 in super chat. I'm
Thank
new here,
you.
but I immediately love all of you guys. Where can I get more of everyone?
Aw, that's so
You
valid.
should mention that. I'm kidding.
No, go for it. This is the perfect time because someone has actually asked.
So we're actually all part of a team called Internet Remix. We stream every week. We stream every Tuesday, every Friday,
Every Thursday.
every Thursday, and
We stream a lot.
we do stream a lot.
We may have a problem.
We stream D&D on Thursdays, bi-weekly Thursdays, and Tuesdays, and Cannibal Conspiracy on Thursdays, right? Or is that Friday?
It's
Cannibal
Thursdays.
Conspiracy is Thursday, and Throne is Thursday.
Yeah. And we
Yes.
also have Discord Murder Party on bi-weekly Sundays, and we have Artsy Fartsy every other Sunday, or whatever anyone wants to stream on Sunday.
Whatever Moon wants to do.
Yeah, that's his day. But
He baked
yeah,
cookies a while ago.
With mixed results.
With mixed results.
I want to do a baking stream. I just wanna bring my laptop downstairs when no one's home and just make meringue.
But yeah, if you'd like to look us up for stuff, do y'all wanna
You can also
throw a
plug
username
your
down
Twitters.
there?
Yeah, usernames. Smack them in there. Smack
Please
them in
don't
there.
go to my YouTube channel. It's terrible. Just go to my Twitter.
Well, smack your Twitter in there.
I'm gonna do it. Hashtag advertisement.
Should
That's
we
me,
go down the
fellers.
list since we? It's
Yeah,
been
we
a
can go
while
down the
since
list.
we've introduced ourselves, or
Yeah. Go for it. You can go down the list. Which
Bro,
means
go.
Yeah.
Your name comes
My
first.
social media on literally everything is @brodingles. That is @BRODINGLES. It is literally the same on every platform.
Cami-Cat, you're here!
you're here.
Mine is Jojo Soda Pop, JoJoSoda. I mostly just go by Jojo Soda, but I'm starting to go by Jojo Soda Pop. That's my Twitter, and I do art and voice acting. Scott, go!
Okay, so I go by Scott, but on social media I go by Baritone Blair. I don't really post a lot, but I have been starting to post some of my oh god, wow. I've been posting some of my motion graphics work online as of late. I actually did it. I feel bad that I've just been plugging this a lot as of late. It's on your channel.
It's fine.
I did the motion graphic work for Cammy's Races D&D video. So if you're interested in my work, you can take a look at that when you get the chance.
Yeah.
Ta-da! And there you go.
Sorry, I keep talking over you, Cammy. I feel so bad.
Dude, you're fine. Like, one particular... Like, it's been pretty evenly balanced. I would let you know if I was irritated.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate
Big push.
Appreciate. Let's see.
And
Alistair
I'm
W.
Javert. Do not forget.
I've been refraining this whole time.
I saw it. I
I'm
popped
so
in to
glad
look at
someone
it.
said it.
I popped in to look at it, and you know I gotta do
so
it.
happy
You know I
someone
gotta
said
do
that.
it. And I'm Javert. Do not forget my name. Do not forget me. B.R.O. Dingles.
Two fort.
2.
No, just two fort.
No, just 2.
God.
Just the number 2. Just
Make up your minds.
My sister child was the
Yeah,
child of death. And we were
Uh,
starving. You will starve again. Lol. Lol.
You were saying, bro?
Punk.
What punk?
What do you think about Diesel Punk and Tesla Punk? Jesus.
Stop saying all these punks! Listen, all these punks gotta get out of my freaking stream. I don't like punks. Punks are mean and they take people's lunch money.
Ghostblade asks, not actually a question, then why the heck did you ask? I'm kidding. Not actually a question. I have a cover suggestion. Forever Fall from Ruby Volume 6 OCT.
Oh, I haven't done Ruby in a hot minute.
Mm.
That is definitely an idea.
The last time I saw you do a cover of a Ruby song, and mind you, it's been a while, so maybe you've done something else, was the cover of Caffeine with Radix that you did.
No, that'd be accurate. That's like the thing that's kind of up there that I did for Ruby. I've wanted to do some of those songs. They're all out of my range.
Yeah.
I was listening to Red Like Roses part 2 the other day,
That's a good
and
one.
it's I honestly could see you doing that one if you
I've
haven't
wanted to do
done
that song forever. I've wanted to do
I
it for
think-
so long, and I haven't done it.
To this day, my favorite Ruby song is still I Burn.
I burn, can't hold me now. I was gonna do that song too. I just have so many things that I just like have fallen to the wayside.
No, that's fair.
This is a question from Kendall Carter.
Mhm.
Question: I play D&D online and I haven't used my microphone in around a year, and I've gotten used to it, and now I'm nervous and scared to talk. Any advice to help me use my voice again?
Ooh, okay. Think about the scenarios that you want to say. I'm not saying like the high key hold on to them, but think about what your character would say and like go through it in your head. I do that a lot. It doesn't always come out the way I thought it would. Like example of this, a character of mine in a campaign got into a really bad argument with another character, and they've been in a lot of arguments a lot. Anyway, basically it got to a point where like my character knew that she had to apologize, and I was sitting there going, I really don't want to fuck this up. I really don't want to fuck this up. I really don't want to fuck this up. And so I came up with like what I was going to say, but I didn't keep it on me. I like thought of all the ideas of what she wanted to get out, but then when the moment came, it was like, I know I gotta apologize, but fuck. So, even for me, I get really strained and I get really nervous, like thinking about stuff, and it like just comes out with my character. And like, I think that's the best way that I can kind of explain it, that think about what you want to say, but don't always hold on to how you're going to say it. Practice how you're going to say it, but don't always hold on to how you're going to say it. You can come up with everything in the world and it'll just go wrong. Bugbears.
Whole bugbears, though.
6 whole bugbears.
6 whole bugbears.
Like, I'll be having a good time. I'll just be sitting here eating a cookie, having a good time on my nice computer, and all of a sudden my brain will just go, 6 whole bugbears.
Basically, the whole conflict got resolved, actually, and it got resolved really well, and like everyone was in a good spot. And my character went off to go have fun at a party, while the rest of the party got stuck at the tavern we're at. And there were 6 bugbears at the door.
Our rogue isn't here.
I'm the rogue and I'm not there. The resident rogue went to go party.
Honestly, she's so squishy, it's probably for the best.
She's literally, okay, Ileana is such a glass cannon. The rogue is only at 14 hit points, and she's level 4. I roll shit constitution.
There are 6 entire bugbears, and the prom is tomorrow.
The prom is tonight. She's off partying. I don't know about you. She's busy having a good time.
She's at the prom.
Yeah, she's at the prom, man.
What respect.
Listen, she said that she could come home early, but then everyone said no.
Don't worry. She wouldn't be coming home this early. She
I know.
just left.
I know. I'm just like sitting there rubbing like my hands together, and I'm like, I really don't like this. I'm rubbing them out of fear.
Crazy give me a sec. Crazy Axe Guy.
Sorry.
What do you think of a campaign where YouTubers play as themselves?
That's such a bad idea.
That's just
Like,
life.
I don't say
People
that. I
would
don't
take
say that
that
out of
personally really
malice.
fast.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't say that out of malice. I think honestly that starts dehumanizing the YouTubers.
I don't know what you're talking about, Cami. We're currently living in a modern D&D game featuring YouTubers. It's called Life.
Ha 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 ha. But like the problem is like I don't mean to say that immediately and quickly like in a bad way. I just think that that's not the best plan, because it's just going to like that starts blending reality and the game a little bit too close. And I think that's dangerous.
It's scary. It can
Yeah. It can get personal really fast, and I think that that's just very dangerous.
Yeah.
Now that said, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing like a modern day kind of.
If you do like a modern day, like,
Dragons kind of
yeah, as long as like the characters aren't like actual people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, just be very careful if you're gonna do that stuff, not to go too far with it. Like, I just, from my own experiences and from experiences that my friends have had in the past, like, the last thing that anyone like, the last thing I want to see particularly out of anybody is that they're dehumanizing somebody, or like simplifying them into something that they're not. Which unfortunately is really hard to not do when you're on the internet, is boil people down to like basic things. But like, I think it's super important to keep in mind that everything you interact with is not necessarily on a completely different level. It's not a completely different world. It is related to the real world and does have real world consequences if you're not careful. Sorry.
You're all right.
That was serious Cami hours.
But there's a concern there.
There's a
valid
yeah.
concern there. Josiah Germain with a $10 super chat says, "I'm new here and sadly have to go soon, but I just wanted you guys to know I love all of your content and I hope you all have a fantastic."
Thank you so much.
Thank
That's
you.
so
Hope you
nice.
have a good one as well.
Have a good night. Morning, whatever time it is.
Have a good night, morning.
Have a good one.
Alistair WR says, I have a character who's the villain in my campaign. My DM, he's a gnome artificer who's trying to break time to save his family, but it's that they're in a paradox. Does this sound good?
Honestly, like, I think anything can work if you execute it well.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds weird when I say that, but that brings me back to the Gru paradox. Or not the Groob, the Goob paradox. Where it's silly. It's a silly reason. He wants to destroy this person's whole life because he missed a baseball. But, like, you still feel it.
That said, if you are continuing with the whole time travel thing, and it's not just a plot point, keep in mind that time travel plots in general can be very finicky, so you really have to navigate through that carefully, or it can kind of, well...
Time has become a very
wibbly
broken
wobbly,
concept.
Timey-wimey, yeah.
Just be careful.
Screams in trying the best to not deal with time, but also, like, has to deal with time in my heckin' thing. It's
Cernos when you need him.
Oof. God. Go ahead, Jojo.
Neko,
Oh,
Thank you.
Token Neko donated $10 to the super chat.
thank you.
My tablet's stuck in my closet for several months because it feels awkward and clunky to use. Is there any way to get around that besides practice?
What feels clunky to you? Sorry, you cut out a tiny bit.
The drawing tablet.
Oh, it's unfortunately it's just a lot of practice.
You just
Like,
gotta get used
you just
to
gotta
it.
get good. Like, I'm using a tablet right now that I'm not even looking at. I had to get used to the hand-eye disconnect. But it's gotten to a point now where, like, I don't even notice it unless I haven't drawn for a while, or if I've drawn traditionally for a lot of time. Then I kind of have to reset my hand.
I got a Cintiq for Christmas a year ago, and it still is a learning process because I am so used to having a tablet that I don't need to look at, like Cami, and sometimes I still revert back to that because it's just so much easier using a Cintiq. I'm not used to it, and it took so long to finally get used to it. Like I said, I'm still not used to it, so it just takes practice, and you'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
I can't afford a tablet.
I mean, that's okay,
I
though.
will get you a tablet.
No,
Okay.
don't do that.
I won't do that.
I don't feel comfortable taking money from people without providing a service.
Looks at my stream.
God, I need you to do a lyric video for me.
What was that?
I need you to do it. Cammy, the entertainment is the service. Scott. Scott, I need a lyric video from you, Stat. Sorry.
There you go.
Immediately tomorrow.
Immediately, I don't make the rules.
I like making trades. I like
also
making
like
trades.
making trade.
Are you willing to trade for it?
Honestly speaking, I would trade so many things with people if, like, that's
Same.
serious.
Yes.
It's like there's a lot of things I can't do.
Same.
But I know someone who can.
Same.
What do you need?
Oh, Tiny Blue Whale asks, how do you learn how to draw? I'm gonna use the isolation to start from ground up. Ooh, that's...
I think the best advice would be to start. Like, that sounds really cheap. But, like, if you're only starting for the first time, just find something you want to draw and, like, what would really help is finding a tutorial on how to draw it. Or if you're trying to draw more realistically, there's always the graph principle. I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, but, like, basically, say I have this picture, and what I would do is I would take a ruler, and I would take a different color, and I would create straight lines of every, like, 2 inches, and go over the entire thing with a bunch of, like, evenly split markers. And then I would do the same thing horizontally, if I can. Yeah, there we go. And basically what you're doing is you're creating a piece of graph paper for yourself. And then what you would do is you can either copy the same sort of ruler principle onto another sheet of paper. And it can be a different sized sheet of paper as long as the squares are still even. And then what you would do is, if I do this and I take this away, is you look at each individual square. So, like, I'm going to look at this square, and I see that there is a line down here, and there's a line up here, and there's the curve, and there's a little bit of the eye. Then I look at the next square. There's another part of the eye, like this square right here. There's another part of the eye, and the curve of the face. But the thing is, if you look at each, if you look at each individual square and only look at what's in that square instead of looking at the whole image, you'll realize that there's a bunch of different, like, little pieces to it that help make it all go together. And
that's how I learned how to do still lives.
Yeah, that's basically the still life principle, is that you, like, recreate the little pieces to understand how the big picture works.
Yeah. Kimmy, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What pen are you using?
I have a Wacom Draw.
No. What pen in
Turnip pen. I have a turnip pen.
Ah, I love the turnip pen.
The turnip pen is really good for, like, simple art stuff.
Yeah.
Where I know I'm not going to go really deep into color or anything like that.
Do that.
Yeah, no, the G pen is better for, like, actual more artsy fartsy. Like, I can go super thin or super thick.
Yeah. My favorite pen is the mapping pen. That's just what I use to sketch and for line art.
Oh, that's like a very, very light one. I don't know if I'd like that personally. For me, like, this makes me think of, like, the shoujo manga.
Yeah.
Like, this irritates me.
Extra thick.
Then there's calligraphy, which I never use for effect. Haha. Which actually is good for effect lines, like, but it's a little bit thick.
Y'all out here paying attention to which pens you use?
And then Animating Pen is actually one I made for... I made this one originally for animation because I liked the G pen, but I didn't like how it went all the way to 0.
Mm-hmm.
So I just created this one, and I made it a better stabilization, so I had better control of, like, the line. I could do, like, a really long line, have more control over where it looks. So, like, I could do... But it's just a bit too thick.
Hey, so I just took a look at your channel, and I can tell you're a Disney fanatic. You love cartoons, have high energy, and an extrovert. Am I correct?
I would say that I am an introverted extrovert. Like...
You don't talk to people unless they talk to you first?
Not necessarily. It's just that, I do need that time to recharge. I definitely can build on other people's hype, but, like, there will be a point where I go, I need to go take a nap. And people are like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, I need to reset my brain.
We got a super chat of $5 from Nathan Mercano.
Another Nathan, thank you.
Will there be dungeons and or dragons?
Where? In the future? Like, in future projects and stuff? I definitely have more song ideas.
Where?
I definitely have more song ideas in the works. In terms of actually, like, having a D&D, like, campaign on my channel, I don't know. Like that'll be dependent on if I run a campaign or if there's somebody who runs a campaign that would want me like to put it up on my channel, or it would be okay to put it up on my channel. But ultimately, I would never ask someone to do that, so probably not. Yeah, definitely more song content. Don't know about campaign content.
There was a question a while back that I wanted to answer at the very least, but I want to know what everyone else had to say first. Ida Reagan asks, what is the most creative thing you've ever done as a PC in D&D?
Oh.
Yeah, you answer first, Cami.
Yeah, your stream.
Okay. This was an idea with another player character. It was mainly their idea, but I was able to kind of like help a little bit with it. But basically, we got a giant sword and dropped it on a ship from the height of their Pegasus, because they were a paladin and that was their steed.
Mm-hmm.
So we got on the steed and we had a giant sword. They bestowed their smite power on it, and then I added a force ball on the end. We added a force ball at the end, that if someone failed their Constitution saving throw, that they'd get trapped in a force ball. And then we dropped the sword on the ship. It created this massive hole, and then I proceeded to animate the giant sword and smacked them off the ship like golf balls. It was great.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I think the coolest thing Danny's ever done is actually more supportive, in that the captain of the ship had the power to duplicate themselves, which was terrifying. And what Danny was able to do is that she knew Dispel Magic and was able to limit, instead of having to fight 6 of the captains, we only had to fight 2. And then it turned to 4, and then it went back to 3 because of the Dispel Magic, which was intense. Hi, Radix.
Hey,
Hi, humans.
Hello. I am strumming.
Noise.
Jojo, do you want to go next?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. So, this will be a story that I tell until the day I die.
Mm-hmm.
But this was in a campaign that actually Cami was part of as well, called the Cannibal Conspiracy. It was a what is the word I'm looking for? Like an improv campaign that our DM Alex kind of had to do on the spot after some circumstances happened. I can't exactly remember, but we basically this cannibal god named Zura, who is now known as Zafira. That's another story. So, anyways, we were in this mansion, House Simmons, I believe it was called, and we were inspecting the bathhouses. And my character was a wood elf rogue named Kaleo. And he's kind of lived in the woods all his life, so he was rather sheltered and didn't know a lot about the quote-unquote modern world. So we were investigating the bathhouses, and he wanted to look through the shower. Roll investigation. Natural 1. DM says, Kaleo, what the is a shower? You've never heard of something like that in your life. So I roll along with it, and I ask my party, what is this bar of animal fat doing here? And our bard says, oh, that's soap. It's something that you can use to make anything disappear. So I decide to make my character treat that literally. Long story short, that doesn't work out so well. So I try a few things here and there. Doesn't really work. But then we get to the final boss at the very end. And things weren't going so well. One by one, the cannibal god was kind of taking each of our party members. And I remember looking down into this thing's gullet and realizing, I wonder if I can make this thing spit up our party members. If only I could... Wait a minute. And I look down at my bar of soap, and I drop it into the thing's mouth. I roll a dice. and it just barely succeeds,
No
and it
way.
spits up our bar.
So this is the soap story.
This is the soap story.
This is the soap
This
story.
is the soap story that everyone talks about.
Yes, absolutely.
You foul demon, be gone! Drops the soap.
It's my favorite moment in all of my D&D experiences, and I love telling it, and I will tell it to my kids and my grandkids.
Oh my god.
You attempted to kill a demon by dropping soap on its
By
mouth.
dropping soap in its
The
mouth.
ideal way of exorcism.
DIY exercise.
DIY exorcism. Now, what you need for this exorcism is a bar of soap and a lot of determination.
And no fear. You cannot have fear. It can smell it. So
You can smell it.
I
I
think.
can sense you.
No, you can't.
Oh,
So, I think the most creative thing that I've ever done in D&D was not in Fallen Empires, which is like the first and most kept up with campaign that I've been in, and besides Cannibal Conspiracy. But this was a IRL campaign that was happening while it was like an early birthday present for me. So I was this very small domestic cat tabaxi named Ren, who I eventually reused for a one-shot. And my other party member was this giant orc man, and he was as dumb as a rock. And there was this other player who played a very snippety, snarky dragonborn wizard. And Ren was also a wizard, but he knew he was the best because he is the best. So Ren looks at the orc and says, "Okay, I can work with this." He introduces himself to the orc, and the orc is like, "Small furry creature." And I was like, "Yeah, small furry creature friend, me, you partner, yeah?" And Ren and the orc are approached by the dragonborn, and the dragonborn says, "Who are you, gaggle of folk?" And Ren takes the lady's like, "So, allow me to introduce myself, fellow magic user. I am Ren the Great, and this is..." He gestures to the orc and he says, his name is like, "Grug." And he says, "Grug. And we're looking to be adventurers because I need to be the best," which I already am, but Ren just turned out to be this pompous jerkwad who was so full of himself, and I loved him, and I still want to play him.
that's incredible.
Nice. That's not what I wanted.
It wasn't even really the most creative thing I've done in D&D, I just wanted to talk about it. I don't know the most creative thing I've done in D&D.
Sometimes the most creative things are the things you haven't done yet.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Food for thought.
I've played in exactly one campaign for 11 sessions.
I love Hunk so much. Hunk is resident dad of all of these dramatic half-elf children.
I can't believe Hunk ended up being resident father. I'm just like...
We love
trying his
resident dad.
best. He's trying his best.
He's
I
doing a
haven't
great
done-
job.
He's like, the children are fighting again. Hey bro, are you trying to level up your character? Yes, how do I level up my character in a way that keeps
In a way
these
that-
idiots alive?
How do you keep them alive? We don't know anymore.
What character is your class again? Or what class is your character again?
Fighter.
I have
that's
a
not so
really big question, bro. Is Hunk just bismuth?
No!
No, Hunk is not bismuth.
Hunk is not.
Hunk is
Bismuth.
not as
I'm very
like
sure Hunk
feisty
is
as
not
bismuth.
I don't even watch Steven Universe, and I know exactly who Bismuth is.
Hunk is not
The
bismuth.
best one.
Hunk is definitely not bismuth.
Fair
Not
enough.
bismuth. Same size as bismuth.
Same size, not same personality.
Not the same personality. It's like bismuth. It's like Hunk is very. How do I put this? He's very laid back in how he approaches most things. Like if you piss him off, he's pissed.
Oh yeah, we learned that.
If you piss him off, he's pissed. That's how that works.
I can't believe Hunk is Knuckles the Echidna.
No.
Unlike Tal, he don't chuckle.
Yeah.
Would he rather flex his muscles?
God. But it's like Hunk is a very
Hello.
like he's a I don't understand him and I don't try to.
That's okay.
Like most of the time I have a character I try to like at least understand why they do the things they do. With Hunk it just makes sense. Everything he does just makes sense for him to
Like, I feel like Hunk at this point in his life just kind of like has seen enough to know how to react to things he sees.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not to say that he's been like hard knock life for us, it's just that he knows how he ought to do things.
Yeah.
At least that's how it appears to me. Like, I love Hunk very much.
I'm gonna hop out because it's 2:30 a.m.
It's okay.
I gotta go grocery shopping in the morning.
Ooh.
Okay.
Alright.
Have a good night, little buddy.
Have a good
Thank you for having
night.
me. I love all of you, and I
Absolutely.
love you too.
Hugs.
Have a good night.
You too.
Have a
Kelly.
good night.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Alrighty, day
Like,
Freddy
you're supposed
expedite.
to make the same thing.
What?
No, it sounded like Scott got really close to the mic to say take care. Like,
Yeah, just
I got
take
news
care.
for you. I'm on my phone right now. Of course I have to get close to the mic.
Up close and personal.
Up close and personal.
As it should be.
No.
Cammy,
Mm-hmm.
how long do you suspect you will be going into the
I'm
night?
probably not going to be streaming too much longer, to be perfectly honest. I'm kind of hitting that point. Like, I don't know if I'm even going to finish this line art. We're reaching a point where I'm reaching my I've decompressed and now I'm getting tired, which is good. So I'm probably going to be stopping soon. If there are any like final questiones before.
It's final question time.
Final question. Speed round.
Remember, put capitalization question before your question for us to read the question.
Question, and I got a question. And then I question the question, he question my question. Oh
It's
my god, I
either
haven't heard
Ian
that song
Durant
forever.
or Ian Durantes. $5 and said, could not resist. Good night, my favorite people.
Good night. Have a good sleep.
Good night.
Thank you so much for the super chat.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna take these three. Question for Cammy: if someone did an animated film version of the Phantom of the Opera, who would you cast as who? I'm thinking Ben Platt as Ryle.
Oh god, I have no idea. I'm not good at that. You know your answers, bro. Do it.
I'd never seen Phantom of the Opera.
Well, shit.
So, question: have any one of you from Alistair WR?
Alistair, what?
Alistair WR from
No, I have
them.
not.
Have any of y'all done poetry?
Mm-mm.
I like poetry, especially good haiku. I write them a lot.
Oh, get out.
Get out.
Get out.
Question
That's
from
not
Kendall.
a lie, though.
Cammy, have you done poetry?
Yeah, I do poetry. I don't really like do it as much as I used to, but like sometimes I'll just write down spoken word stuff just because it helps me process my thoughts. And sometimes, hey, sometimes when I write stuff down, I might end up using it as lyrics later for something. So it helps me.
I used to do poetry, and now I just like immediately just go, nope, I'm gonna find a beat, and then we're gonna do lyrics, and then I'm gonna throw it out. That's what's gonna happen.
And that's fine.
Let's see. Oh my god, there's so many questions.
Now everyone thinks that they're gonna get their last question in, and they're probably not. Let's be perfectly honest, because I'm almost done.
Let's go for like 5, 7 more questions or something.
Okay. let's do a blanket one. There's a blanket
Okay.
question that's asked, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm just hitting my final stride and getting tired, which is good because I needed to get tired for sleep.
Bro.
I'm contemplating Hunk's existence. I'm sorry.
We're getting into deep hunk hours right now.
Radix, you've been quiet. How are you doing?
Hmm?
How are you doing, Radix?
You've been quiet. How are you doing?
I'm alive. Still.
Valid.
Alive is
Making
good.
it through.
I'm overwhelmed by finals, but other than that, I'm doing pretty well.
Oof, that's a mood.
Mood.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to get to the short question so that way we can answer more questions.
That's okay.
Question: which song is made as y'all's favorite?
Which song I've made is my favorite?
It's like I think they're asking us which song is our favorite song that you've made.
Oh, that
but
I've-
also
yeah.
I'm going to throw in like what. Yeah.
Y'all answer first.
Scott.
Or are we talking ones that
Favorite
we've
song
done,
that I've
or-
made. Like
Songs
your
that
favorite
Cammy's
song
made.
that I have made.
Ooh. Come back to me.
Okay.
I'm indecisive AF.
Just because it's been stuck in my head all stream, and because it's the most daybreak.
Valid. I love that song too.
It's like my brain's just been going, time
Time goes on.
goes on.
Oh yeah.
It's like I have a special place in my heart for Ma the King because I had to listen to it a lot.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I enjoyed every second.
Nice. Yay, good.
But Daybreak is definitely like you can see the amount of the extra time you put into it definitely shows.
Yeah. That one definitely holds a spot in my heart. I think for me, one of the songs that like I really love, like I love all my D&D stuff, but I think Who Am I is probably the first song that I was like super proud of. Because it was like, yeah, it was like a full composition and it turned out so well. And so that one always holds a special place in my heart. Maw of the King is fun, but it's not my most polished song.
Yeah.
And like you can
I-
tell.
I-
Yeah. And also like what was cool about Daybreak and what's cool about Who Am I is that I worked with people who were able to polish it so well. Yes, I am totally calling you out right now, Radix, because I love that song a lot.
Which one?
Who Am I?
Yeah, it's fun to work on that one.
Yeah, it was super good. It was just a very, very good overall piece.
Sometimes I go back, I just wish I knew like certain things that I know today that would have made it much better in my opinion. In
That's
terms
okay.
Of
We can just make
dynamics.
more.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, we can all like using what we've learned, we can always make more. I think that's the cool part of it.
Oh, I think I have an answer, by the way. I have an answer to the question.
You have an answer? What is it?
I'm gonna say the assembly song. That
Oh.
was. It's just the folk vibe to it, and just the general tempo. I'm a sucker for that kind of beat.
Yay! Well, that's good to know. I think out of all of them, the assembly song is probably one of the songs that I feel like I had to do. So it's not necessarily it's not necessarily up there for my favorites. I still love it, but it's just like not one I hold on to. But I am glad that people still enjoy it because like I do love that song. It's still a freaking bop. All right, I think with this epic Chi-Chi foot on the table, I can safely end the stream here.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That is a maniacal Chi-Chi.
That is a maniacal Chi-Chi. We love maniacal Chi-Chi in this house. But yeah, so I think I am good for now. Thank you to everyone who popped in. Thank you for everyone in this call who popped in to say hello. And for hanging out with me for the stream. I very much appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Alrighty. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Love y'all. Bye.